All right, so I don't know if you guys saw the PDF that I just posted in the main room, but if you want to follow along with that, it's got some links and stuff in it you guys can keep, and hopefully it'll make it a little bit easier to follow along with.
Hey, son.
Oh, no problem, KJ. I feel guilty if I did this all by myself. Hey, Dad.
Hey, son.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, father-in-law.
All right. I think we'll go ahead and get started. Putting all the kids to bed. All right, Miss Agnes. Okay. So this is going to be just mostly an overview. I really don't want to get into too many details because it can get confusing pretty quickly. And anybody who's just starting on this, it is already intimidating to begin with because you've never done anything like this. This is a lot different from Forex and stuff like that, where you're not leveraging, first of all. Second of all, it's just all completely new because this is not quite exactly trading. This is also partially investing. So, all right, so we get started. This is just going to be like I said, the basics. First thing you got to do, I told you guys already, to download MetaMask. If you've already got MetaMask, then you're good. Your seed words are your keys to the castle. Whatever you do, guard those seed words with your life, because if anybody gets those seed words, they have complete and total access to everything that you have, everything that you own. They can rob you blind if you give them those words. I want you to write them down. That's what it tells you to do. Write them down somewhere. Put them somewhere safe in a vault. I mean, if you have a lockbox at a bank or anything like that, I mean, somewhere literally, this is, if you are going to treat this like your, say, 401k, you wouldn't just want anybody off the street being able to just jump in your 401k and take all your money. You want to be able to have your control in your hands. So put it somewhere safe. The only person you tell is a beneficiary. And I know that there's a couple people on here that listen to this, my family included, my dad and my brother-in-law. Your beneficiary needs to know all of your codes, because I mean, you can, that's completely up to you when to do it, but sooner or later they need to know where all the money is. Heaven forbid anything ever happens to any of us. I mean, you want them to be able to get that money if they needed it. So that is something important that I'm guilty of myself. My wife doesn't exactly know where all the money is because I'm constantly moving stuff, but I'm going to start systematically writing down where the money is, where I'm moving things, where I've got things staked, because there isn't so many different places that, you know, it's not easy to keep up with. And it's not easy to keep up with for me, much less somebody who doesn't have any clue where all my money is. So I need to make sure she knows that. There will be scams, especially on Telegram, that will try to get you to give your seed words up. They are everywhere. And I was almost a victim. Thank God I knew better. I was almost a victim just a couple days ago. This right here is going to be an example of just the message that was sent to me. I'll show you the whole context of it. I was trying to get into Pancake Swap. We'll get into that in a little bit, but they have a lottery that goes on, but it wasn't working. So I just typed in Telegram Pancake Swap. I joined a room. It had 75,000 people. So I figured if it's got 75,000 people, it's got to be legit. It said, there's, the room's full of scammers. If you need anything, message an admin. They named out the 3 admins. I clicked the first admin and I went on with these messages. I asked him, hey, what's up with the lottery? Why isn't it working? And he tried to tell me that, I needed to verify what did he say? I need to manually, they're correcting it. They know. So like he made it seem like they've got a problem. They know about the problem. They're working on it. So, I mean, that's legit what, you expect support to do. And then I went on to say, that, I approved the transaction, and he says that first you need to restore your wallet app on our database system for access approval. Red flags went up. And I thought maybe I thought this is still support. I said, I did that already. I thought he meant approving the transactions. Then he said, to do that, kindly copy and paste this web. So this right here is a scam. Wallet reauthorized. Your wallet never needs to be reauthorized. Okay. Here's the link. It's not going to show it because I'm only sharing the screen. Okay. Well, anyways, it takes me to a site. The legit looks like it would be somewhere you need to put in some kind of a password or something. It's asking you first thing for your seed words. Absolutely not. Complete total scam. I stopped the messages right there because after that, I let him have peace of my mind. But anyways, just to know, they are everywhere. Your seed words are everything. You never, ever, 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 ever give them to anybody, ever, period. All right. So if you've already got MetaMask, which hopefully you already all downloaded MetaMask either on your phone or on the desktop, you're going to add some other networks to it. Okay. And this is all in the PDF. So you don't have to do it like right this second if you haven't already. If you have, great. But I'm just going to try to kind of go through it all. And this PDF has everything you pretty much need to know. You're going to go click on this right here, go to settings. I'm sorry, you're going to click on this top button right here, Ethereum network. And then you're going to drop down, click custom RPC. On mobile, you go to settings and networks, and then you're going to add this stuff in here. Like I said, it's all in the PDF that I put in the room. You can copy and paste it all into your wallet, and you'll add these different chains. Okay. xDai, extremely cheap. You can send $1 million, and the cost will be 0.000002 cents. Okay. A small, tiny fraction of a penny. That's how cheap this chain is. Unfortunately, it's not super used. There is some NFT projects on it. There is projects on this chain, but it's not super popular. So you're not probably going to hear a whole lot about it. But I hope eventually we start using it more often because it is so cheap. Binance Smart Chain is the big thing right now. Everybody's using it because of its Binance, and a lot of projects are migrating from Ethereum, which is the main net. So when you first get a wallet, when you first download your wallet, it's going to automatically have Ethereum mainnet. That is the granddaddy of them all. That's the big one. Okay, that's where like it all started from. Okay, so from here, everybody else is just copying that chain. Binance Smart Chain is a big one. Like I said, they're growing every day. There's a lot of projects. Me and Dad are constantly finding projects on there to get into. And then Matic. Matic is a level 2 for Ethereum, another one, and that just means that it's like it sounds, level 2, and it's a lot cheaper to transact on. Again, it is somewhat popular, but I've never used it. I don't even have it added on my MetaMask. I've looked at it twice, maybe. I'm not super interested in it, but I just want to let you know that it exists, and it may gain some popularity. I think if you actually see the Matic token, it's took off like 100% in the last week. Big moves. Okay, so I need you guys to kind of visualize this. It helps you to understand all the different chains and why we're adding all these different chains. They all have projects on them. You can invest in any of the ones you want, but you kind of need to picture how it all comes together. Okay, so your wallet is your MetaMask wallet. You can think of it exactly like the wallets you have in your pocket or in your purse. It's a wallet, and inside your wallet you have cards. Each one of those cards you can think of as for particular stores, kind of like buying a department store card. Okay, that store is only used at that department store. Okay, you don't take a Nordstrom card and go buy something at Macy's. Okay, that's pretty much exactly how it works. Okay, so I've got a little one here. It's kind of like gift cards, or you can think of it as, like I said, the individual department store cards. To me, that's the easiest way to process it for new people coming into it. So each one of these is going to be their own store, and you can only buy things at those stores. However, there is bridging, where you can actually take things from one to the other. So if you were going to buy something they only sold on Walmart, you could bridge it. On Amazon, you could bridge it to any one of these other ones. Okay, I have these in order, almost the same way as I'm going to talk about these. Ethereum is the big one. It's the granddaddy. Okay, it's got the most sales, the most things on it, the most projects on it, kind of like Amazon. Amazon is the granddaddy. You can buy things on Amazon and then try to sell them at some of these other places in this world. And that's the only way that I can help people to kind of digest the way that the different chains work. It is individual stores that you can only buy and sell certain products on that particular chain. The bridging is not all of them. If the project bridges to another chain, they will let you know. It won't just be something you have to guess. You will know. They'll say it in Telegram. You can go find out on CoinGecko. That's, to me, those are my go-tos. Telegram is really where almost every single crypto project is. So we're already on a good platform for crypto projects. And I hope that helps you guys kind of digest why we have different chains. They're all their own separate projects. I'm sorry, their own separate chains, like stores, and you can only buy some things at each one of those stores because that's the only place to sell it at. Bridging cross-chain is a little bit more complicated. However, we may get into that when we start talking about funding, which I think is next. Okay, so each one of these chains, whenever you transact on that chain, you have to pay a fee. The fee is called gas, and the gas is in the native token. You're looking at them right here. So in Ethereum, if I want to buy or sell or send or anything on Ethereum, I have to have Ethereum to pay the fees. BSC, Binance Smart Chain, their token is actually BNB. Okay, BNB. Now, if you want to do anything on the Binance Smart Chain, you have to have BNB. Matic, same thing, you got to have Matic. xDai, same thing, you got to have xDai. So whenever you're going to fund, these places sell. Okay, these are affiliate links over here. You can obviously use the regular links. If you don't want to use my link, that's fine with me. I don't care. But I just wanted to go over all the different funding methods that I use. Binance is where you can get BNB. They're not too friendly with people in Texas, and also you have to do Binance.us if you're located in the US. And I think everybody on this call right now is from the US. So you have to pick up BNB from Binance and then send it to your wallet. Oh, I should have put that in here too. Okay, this is not in the notes, but this is very important to remember. If you're going to send BNB to the Binance Smart Chain, if you're going to send BNB from Binance to the Binance Smart Chain, you need to send it in BEP20. BEP20. Okay, I can probably have to make a whole nother video on those because of the way that they all lay out, but that's just something you need to, it's not in the notes. So if you want to write it down or just come back and reference this video, BEP20 for Binance Smart Chain. Okay. Crypto.com has Matic and they have Ethereum and they have BNB. However, the BNB is actually on the Ethereum Smart Chain that Crypto.com has. Okay. So you do not want to send that to your Binance Smart Chain wallet. You'd have to send that to your Ethereum wallet. Just don't even do that. That's something more complex. We'll get into that later. I'll try to make some more videos with stuff like that. And Coinbase sells Ethereum. Pretty much that's it. And from Ethereum, you can bridge it to every one of the other chains. Okay, so Ethereum is the granddaddy. It's where it all started. All the other chains receive things from Ethereum. They all know that if they wanted any business, they had to appeal to the granddaddy to get the money over. So every single one of these other chains works with Ethereum in one way or another, and that's where you bridge assets across. So basically what I'm saying is if you buy Ethereum, you can do everything. With Ethereum, you can do all the chains. And Binance sells Ethereum, Crypto.com sells Ethereum, Coinbase sells Ethereum. Local Bitcoin is more expensive. I only recommend that to people who are, not pretty much outside of US and outside Europe. Mostly the people in the African communities actually have a harder time getting crypto, and some of them can use local Bitcoin. Uphold sells it also. I know Dad hates Uphold, but I haven't had any issues with Uphold at all personally. They sell Ethereum. They don't sell any other ones. KuCoin is another huge one. I just started checking it out. Dad's on the call. He loves KuCoin. Talks about it all the time. He compares it to Binance. He thinks it's better than Binance. We'll see. But KuCoin does have a whole lot of things. They do have Ethereum. They do have Matic. And they do have BNB. But the BNB on there is also Ethereum based. So you wouldn't want to, if you wanted to go to your Binance Smart Chain, you need to send in BEP20. Now, when you add these other chains to your MetaMask wallet, remember, it starts off with Ethereum. When you add all these other chains to it, the Binance Smart Chain, xDai, the Matic, your wallet address stays the same. And repeat that. Your wallet address is still the same, just like the one in your wallet, just like the one in your pocket or the one in your purse. It's the same wallet. You can add cards to it. It's still the same wallet. Okay. This is a multi-chain wallet. So all these different wallets, all these different chains can go into one wallet, the MetaMask wallet that you're starting up or that you already have. So if you send tokens to that and you send it on the wrong chain, it's not a big deal. You just have to log in on that chain and the assets will be there. If you send Ethereum on the BEP20 network and because Ethereum is on Binance Smart Chain also, if you send it to somebody's wallet and they go, oh my God, I didn't get it. They got it. They just need to make sure they're on the right network. Okay. Just like say, if you sent them a Walmart gift card, they can still, it's still there. It's still a Walmart gift card when they received it. It's the amount of money is still there. It's just on that particular card. You meant to put it on Amazon. Okay. Well, you can just bridge it over to, you can just bridge them back and forth. It's the same principle with Binance Smart Chain Ethereum. You can bridge them back and forth. It's not a big deal at all. All right, so exploring tokens. Sorry. These are the places that I go look for newer tokens. CoinGecko is got everything on the face of the earth, and there are a lot of scams on there also. There are a lot of rug pulls on there. But, if you look at the top market caps, those are all legitimate projects that have been around for a long time. And besides the short period where Ripple fell down to dirt, most of the coins in the very top are stable-ish, and they're not rug. Obviously, Bitcoin isn't a rug pull. Ethereum isn't a rug pull. Rug pull is when they pull all liquidity and now you're left holding absolutely nothing, just a bunch of worthless tokens. So CoinGecko, Polkastarter is another good website to go look at. They are upcoming projects that have been vetted. Usually the teams are KYC'd, so they actually know the people. So if they were to rug pull, lawyers are going to be lined up at their door. It's not worth them doing that. So that's a good place. TrustSwap, if you click on this link right here, it also takes you to TrustSwap, which is another really, it's like same principle where they're vetted projects that have got real teams, real people. All the people are known. They've got LinkedIn profiles. They're not going to run with your money. They'd just be running for the rest of their lives if they did. DeFi Prime is another really cool site that's got broke down by the different categories as far as NFTs and analyzing and loans and everything. This is where the blockchain technology is really, you can actually see all the different uses, because a lot of people just think of, Ethereum, they buy Ethereum on Binance or something like that, and it's just an asset that they don't think does anything. Ethereum is very, very powerful. There's so many things that are on blockchain that people just don't realize because they just see, they just see the names on the TV with as far as Bitcoin and stuff like that. They don't know what it actually does. Bitcoin really doesn't do that much. It's just literally holding value. But these other chains that we're talking about, there's all kinds of data collection and there's, click on that DeFi Prime, you'll see how many different things there are actually in cryptocurrencies. Now, more risky places where you can try to trade. So here I would look for more like investments. I would consider these safer ones more like investments. And on CoinGecko, I would just mean like the top 100 market cap, maybe even like the top 20 market cap would be more like investments. For instance, last year in our room, if you don't believe me, and go back to March, I think it was 14th, we bought Ethereum at $91. That was an investment. Whether I have any of that Ethereum left or not, it's all over the place now. I kind of would have just been better off holding Ethereum, but that's a discussion for another day. So the riskier places to look for projects are Dex Tools, which is just a charting app. Okay, Dex Tools is a charting app. BSC Tools is a charting app. This one's for Ethereum. This one's for Binance Smart Chain. On the top, it'll be scrolling across. It'll say trending. Those trending ones could be 100% scams. They'll be in pump rooms. They'll fly. They'll go insane amounts, and then they could just drop all the way down to nothing. It happens a lot. Be extremely careful. This is 100% at your own risk. None of this is financial advice. I probably should have opened with that. You're going to explore as much as you think you need to explore before you put any money in it. I'm just telling you that if I was going to look for something I would like put in my portfolio and hold for 5 years and not even look at it, it would be any of the projects that are on PolkStarter or on TrustSwap. And actually, TrustSwap shows you the percentages on there, and their gains, every single one of them is pretty much triple digits from when they launched. Infinity Gains is actually a Telegram group. Now, this is just one. There's all kinds of Telegram groups. That being said, I showed you the scams. They are everywhere on Telegram. Be very, very careful with who you trust with what information, because there's a lot of really scummy people on Telegram. That being said, I met most of you on Telegram, so it's not all a bad place, I guess, right? Infinity Gains is like strictly a pump room. I joined that room and there was like 4,000 people. I think now there's like 20,000 people in there, and it's a constant feed of new coins, different coins, and everybody in there is just trying to throw their own coin. They call it shilling. They're just shilling their own token, saying it's the best thing ever, and you never know what to believe. Do your due diligence. You don't have to buy the rip. You can wait for the dip, and sometimes the dip will just keep on dipping. So rug pulls, okay, scams, whatever you want to call them. This is pretty much what they look like. They come out and they'll just pump. And then from like, this is we all know this pattern right here. This is a bull flag, and it broke out. It followed the pattern. There's a lot of times that they follow their same patterns we look for in Forex. I mean, that couldn't be a more obvious bull flag, and it broke out and it flew. Then whoever's holding this thing, whoever started this project, started selling, and they sold it down, flatlined it for a while. This is only from the beginning of the month, and then they pulled the rug. This right here is where they pulled the rug. That means they pulled all the liquidity from it, and it went down to nothing. This thing went up to 14 cents and is now 0.005 cents. Okay. Yam was another project that everybody thought was legit. A lot of money went into Yam1. It ended up being compromised because all of this is new stuff. There's a lot of projects that are putting out brand new. I mean, this whole space is just moving at rapid pace, and new projects are constantly coming out. This one was a new project that was supposed to be like farming, and they had all kinds of assets that they were going to be trading, and it had big promises. And for the most part, it was living up to them. This is the 1 hour chart. It didn't take long. Here we go. Recognize that pattern? Bull flag. This, by the way, started at like $8. It was right around that $8. So it went from $8, peaked at 180, made the wedge, started breaking out at $200. The bottom fell out. This thing went from $200 to 0.003 cents today. That being said, just like we do in Forex, all of your money needs to be looked at like it is 100% at risk. Anything can happen. The most legit projects that are new, they're not completely bulletproof yet. They haven't been on the market for 7, 8, 10 years like Ethereum and Litecoin, and those are pretty much bulletproof at this point. They've been battle tested. These tokens are all new. Anything can happen. You are 100% putting your money on the line and expect it to possibly go to zero. It's just it's part of it. Now, I mean, if you would have bought it at $8 and you would have been one of the people who sold it up here, think of the gigantic gains you would have made there. I mean, that's just insane amount of money to have made. If you just put $100 down here, you can make insane amounts of money on some of these tokens. That being said, don't get greedy. Pull your money out, pull your seed money out as soon as you're 200, 300x. I mean, that's 300%. That's 200, 300% gains. If we're in Forex and you made 200% in one day, you'd be frantic. So some of the things to look for when you go to these are both screenshots from Dex Tools. When you're looking at Dex Tools, this one right here, if they don't have a website yet, that should be a red flag number one. It's probably never going to become anything. All it is something that somebody is pumping and hyping and saying they're going to do all kinds of things, and they're not going to do anything but steal your money. Okay, no actual utility. There's a lot of these tokens that just promise go to the moon. That's all they want to talk about. If you go to the Telegram room, it's we're going to the moon, we're going to the moon, we're going to the moon. But what are we going to do when we get there? What do we do? What is the purpose of this token? There's no purpose. Why is anybody going to hold it for any longer than to sell it? That's the reality of it. But I mean, those tokens, you make a lot of money. You can make a lot of money, but if you find one that can make you a lot of money, there's good marketing, there's good product, you believe in it. You see the owners have their faces or their LinkedIn profiles, you can feel a little bit more secure knowing that these are people that can actually be chased down in the real world and have the ever living crap suit out of them and all the money taken back. The low deck score. So this right here, this is the YAM. It's got a deck score of 27. I just took this little part of the screenshot to show you that. One that's pretty trustworthy will have a 90 to 100 score. The BSC score, that other one that I sent you, this BSC tools has the same thing. Anonymous leaders, like I said, but there are some exceptions. There's value, which is one of the ones I put in the room a long time ago, ended up being a flop for me and CJ and Dad. We all kind of took a little hit on that one. But there are certain projects that you can just they start to kind of bulletproof themselves by just making the duration of time and being active and constantly giving you products. It's kind of hard. It's still up to your personal judgment. I mean, like I said, anything can happen. There's another one that's called a Core, and Core's got anonymous. But the devs, if you look at some of the products they come out with, they're just next level. Everything they put out is just like brand new. Nobody's thought about it yet. It's like they're really cool guys, but they're anonymous. Anything happen. They could rug pull everything tomorrow. Who knows? Whenever I say obvious pyramid scheme, I mean where they're just nonstop, just trying to blast Twitter and stock twits, and they're pumping in every Telegram room, but they have no purpose. It's the same kind of like this, no actual like utility up here. If they focus solely on marketing, again, just pump. They don't tell you what they're going to do, what's going to happen when we get to the moon. Holy cow, we've got 10 minutes left. Let me run through this. That's another scam to look for. Stupid high supply. There's tokens on there with literally 100 trillion tokens. Those are usually rug pulls because they can mint more. 100 trillion turn to 17,000 trillion, whatever that number is, and they'll sell all the ones that they have and they'll steal all your money. Stay away from the ones with extremely stupid high supply. Long slow mode on Telegram usually means you're trying to hide something. If there's like a 30-minute or 50 or 1 minute slow mode on there, they're trying to make sure they can stay in there active long enough to delete anybody who FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and I just went blank. Doubt. I'm sorry, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's FUD. Anybody who says you're FUDing, you're talking bad about the project, trying to scare other people into selling their tokens. If they have a long slow mode, that's something to look out for. That they may have just done something that was shady, and now they don't want to hear everybody in there complaining about it all at once. They'll turn the slow mode up. So that's just something to look for on scams. Non-fungible tokens. I should have put a little piece on here about exactly like the definition of them. To me, non-fungible tokens are assets that are on the blockchains, but they can include more than just a token. There's art, there's music, there's video NFTs. There in the future, and actually there's already projects that are trying to do it right now. There will be leases, your home title, investments. If you wanted to buy, say, somebody wanted to build a giant complex on Miami Beach, they couldn't afford it. They can actually sell out NFT by pieces, $500, $500, $1,000, $1,000 until they raise the money for that. And then after they build the building and start making profits, anybody who's got the NFT, they will send profit back to that NFT, to that NFT holder. I mean, there's stuff like that that's going on right now. So I mean, there are so many uses for NFTs. It is unreal, and it is just beginning. The NFT market has exploded once, and it'll probably explode again. That there's just I can't stress enough how much utility there is in NFTs. And remember, everything on the blockchain is verified. It did happen. Okay, it is absolutely guaranteed that it did happen. If it is confirmed on the blockchain, there is nothing anybody can say that says that it didn't happen. It is there forever and ever and ever, and there are plenty of people around the world that will be able to validate that it did happen. So that would mean, like, if you had your home title in an NFT form, if anybody were to try to, they can't steal, they can't pull anything out of your wallet. They can only send you things in or request things, but nothing can be pulled out of your wallet. So you would be able to hold that in your wallet and know that it is safe, unless somebody got those seed words, that nobody can touch it. That's one of the big scams that's been going on right now is home title theft. So these are just a couple of places that you can buy. These are marketplaces, stores where you can buy NFTs. Rarible and OpenSea are the two big ones on Ethereum. They're massive. OpenSea is actually expanded to Matic. Remember I said that it's not, I don't ever use it, but they are starting to expand into that space because it was cheaper. Next month we should see, we've already been seeing lower Ethereum gas fees. Next month, this should get even lower when Uniswap v3 comes out. They are actually going to utilize NFTs for their liquidity, which is a totally different aspect, a whole nother conversation to be. Unifty is one of my favorite projects. I've bought into it pretty low, and they are actually a cross-chain NFT. And he has got, I mean, different chains on there that I haven't covered in here. I don't even know anything about. Like their marketplace is vast. Unifty has a lot going on. Their token is NIF. You can buy it on the Binance Smart Chain, I believe. You can buy it on the Ethereum is their main. That's where most of the liquidity is. I would recommend buying it on the Ethereum chain. Just so you know, that's not financial advice. I'm just saying that it's a good. I think it's a good investment. I personally invested in it. Let's see, farming. Oh boy, I don't know if we have enough time to cover the rest of the stuff. Okay, just these last two. So if we end, we'll have another one. Okay, I've got 5 minutes left. So farming sounds like the best thing ever because you're taking your money and you're letting somebody else hold it, and they're giving you free tokens. Who doesn't like free? Okay, it's not. This is almost like you could actually say free because they're just holding your money and you can get your money back. If these, I'm trying to think how to word that because I don't want to say that there have been scams, there have been rug pulls where they claim to be a farm. People sent them their liquidity tokens and they ran with them. Those have that's actually been very rare, believe it or not. If you're going to farm anything, I would wait until it's got a buttload of money in it, to be honest, because the people that are putting millions, when you go to some of these farms, you'll see they've got $175 million in liquidity that they're holding. Most of the time, you'd be able to assume that somebody who's willing to put $100 million into something has already done their homework. They know this is safe. They know they're going to be able to get their money back. Now, that's just one aspect of the risk. The other part of the risk is whenever you give them the liquidity tokens, if the assets that you give them go down in value. This is going to be too deep to talk about in this video, so I'm just going to try to cover just farming. Okay, so there's a couple different projects you can look at. YFB is one of them that I've been into for a long time. That was value. When it started out, I think me and Dad got in at like $10, $11, right around there, and then it shot up to $80, and it fell all the way down to like I think $1.50 was its low. I mean, massive drop from 80 to $1.50. So that being said, you need to do a lot more research into farms, and I won't be able to cover it all in this video. Dang it, sorry guys. Just know that what farming is pretty much is, like I said, you take two different assets, which would be, say on YFV, I had to take YFV and Ethereum, and on Uniswap, you join them together. I'm gonna have to do a whole nother video on that to show you guys how to do it. It's all, you do all that on Uniswap. So Moonswap is another one that I was farming in. They've got they're a level 2. That's too deep to get into on this call. PancakeSwap.finance is actually where you're going to trade things on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay, the Binance Smart Chain uses PancakeSwap as their major exchange. Uniswap is the major exchange for Ethereum. You can Google both of those and find the links. I'll probably put it in the main room right now. I'm sorry, I didn't know this. I didn't think I was gonna be able to ramble on this long, but there's a lot of stuff to cover, and we'll have more Zooms. I'll probably maybe schedule another one for next Monday or so. But the LP tokens, when you add two tokens together to make liquidity, well, whatever two tokens it would be, when you put them together, it makes a liquidity token, and now that has a new value, and you're kind of evening out the two. You're kind of evening out the two tokens. If one of them goes down, the other one goes up, you're going to stay somewhere in the middle. It's kind of a risk avert asset where you can actually save yourself if the market turns down and one of them drops 30%, the other one drops down 10%. You'll find yourself in that 20% median because they're mostly a 50-50 split. So this is something else that you just need to know is out there. There are different risk avert assets besides just holding the token straight up. You'll make more money if you hold the token straight up, it goes up. You'll lose more money if it goes down. If you have two of them and they average, you'll lose whatever the average is of those two. And permanent loss, I don't have time to talk about that. Be careful who you trust your LP to. I already talked about that. The safer investment than underlying assets sometimes. Talk about that. What's the chat say? Farming and staking the same.
Sean.
No.
Sean.
They both, the principle is almost the same because both of them you're letting them hold the assets, but the farming you're receiving something back. Staking you're not always receiving something back. Well, you do, but it's not the same. They're not the same. And we've got less than 1 minute. I'll have to do a lot more on farming next time. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to focus on this. So Xerion, this link right here is what I use to track most of my LPs on Ethereum. I didn't get time to get the link for the BSC one, but we are down to like the last couple seconds. So we can probably continue some questions in the main room, but I'm fixing to go jump in the shower and stuff soon. So check this guy sharing his screen. I can't. Let's see.
I think it was your dad, Sean.
Who's sharing the screen?
Sean.
I don't see it.
Sean,
All right,
can you hear
guys.
me?
This will be probably the end of it. We got a couple seconds left. I'll see you guys.